The airport that morning was bustling as usual. The loudspeaker announcements echoed everywhere, the sound of suitcase wheels rolling on the shiny tile floor, mixed with the hurried laughter of farewells and reunions. People walked past each other, hurriedly looking at their watches, staring at the electronic board, no one paying attention to anyone else. But in the midst of that crowded crowd, a little girl stood still, as if she were separated from the world. Her hair was messy, her pink slippers were worn out, her floral dress was faded. In her arms, she was tightly holding a black and white photo, a picture of a young soldier holding a newborn baby. Her eyes were red, her face was blurred with tears. She looked so small and lost that it was heartbreaking. Everyone hurried past. No one knew that my heart was heavy with anticipation. The little girl Maya was only 7 years old. In her tiny arms, she clutched an old photograph. A picture of her father, Sergeant Ethan Carter, in uniform and smiling proudly as he held her when she was born. Maya lost her mother in a car accident last year. Since then, she has been living with her Aunt Karen, who loves her, but cannot fill the void in her heart. Today, Maya sneaks out of the house while her aunt is still asleep, taking a photo and an old phone. She wants to pick up her father herself, to be the first person he sees when he comes home. The little feet found the right gate by remembering what their father had said. "You are my little soldier, you will always know the way home." But Ethan was not on that flight. Maya did not know that her father had just been seriously injured on his last mission, and the return flight had been canceled at the last minute. In the rushing crowd, Maya stood still holding the photo, as if clinging to her last shred of hope. Next to Officer David, the K9 dog named Rex was on patrol as usual. Normally, Rex was always alert, his ears perked up, his eyes scanning the area. But this time, he suddenly stopped. Rex's intelligent eyes were locked on the small girl, standing alone in the crowd. Maya did not cry, did not call out to anyone. She just stood there hugging the photo tightly to her chest, her eyes red and empty. David frowned because he knew Rex never reacted without reason. The dog walked slowly toward Maya, not barking, not pulling on the leash, just coming up and gently placing a paw on her ankle, as if to say, "You are not alone anymore." Maya bent down her trembling hand, touching Rex's head. For the first time, a glimmer of light appeared in her eyes, a small sign of comfort. David froze, realizing the strange but meaningful moment that had just begun. Alex led Maya and Rex to a quiet corner of the airport, away from the loud announcements and the rushing crowds. He sat down at her level, trying to find the gentlest words to say. Alex's phone rang. He had heard a direct command from his superior, and when he put the phone down, his heart was heavy. The flight carrying Sergeant Aaron Miller, Maya's father, had been canceled. He had been seriously injured on his last mission and was being treated at a military hospital. Alex swallowed, looking down at Maya. "Maya, your dad can't come home today. He's in the hospital, but he's still fighting strong, just like you." Maya's eyes were filled with tears, her small hands clutching the faded photo. "I just want to see my dad. I want to tell him. I haven't forgotten my promise to him." Those innocent yet firm words made Alex speechless. He knew that this moment could not wait for complicated procedures. Without thinking further, Alex immediately dialed the commander's number, his voice full of determination. "This girl must see her father. I ask for an exception. I will take responsibility." Beside her, Rex gently placed one foot on Maya's knee, as if to support her decision. His warm eyes seemed to give strength to both of them. David sat down next to Maya, his eyes full of concern. He knew that by law, he had to hand Maya over to child welfare immediately. But as she clutched the photo, her eyes red but determined, he felt a pain that could never be alleviated by law. He opened the radio, his voice hoarse. "I need information about Sergeant Aaron Miller, flight canceled this morning. Need to confirm emergency immediately." The answer came over the loudspeaker. Aaron was in critical condition, being transferred to a military hospital. David gripped the walkie-talkie tightly, his eyes on Maya. Rex licked her hand, as if to confirm, "You are not alone." He took a deep breath, then called the hospital, explaining everything. About this brave little girl, about the faded photo, and about a father's promise. On the other side, the nurse's voice choked up, "If possible, bring her here. Sergeant Miller is still conscious. He has never stopped talking about his daughter." David decided to skip the red tape. He contacted his superiors, his voice firm. "I take responsibility. We must take Maya to her father, today." An hour later, David was given special permission to escort Maya and Rex onto the earliest flight. While waiting, he knelt down in front of Maya, placing his hand lightly on her shoulder. "You will see your father, Maya. We will take you to him right now." The little girl hugged the photo tightly, her eyes filled with tears. But for the first time, a glimmer of hope appeared. Rex lay close by his tail, wagging slightly as if he also understood that a sacred reunion was about to take place. The ambulance stopped in front of the military hospital. David helped Maya down, while Rex walked beside her, walking steadily like a silent guard. The hospital hallway was quiet, except for the steady beeping of the monitor. When the door opened, Maya saw a much thinner man, his arms wrapped in bandages, but his eyes still had a familiar warmth. "Dad?" Maya's voice trembled and broke. Aaron slowly turned his head, and when he saw the little girl, his eyes immediately became moist. A weak but bright smile appeared on his scarred face. "My little warrior. I knew you would find me." Maya ran to her father, hugging him with all her might. The faded photo fell to the floor, but it didn't matter anymore. The person in the photo was right in front of her now. Aaron trembled as he held his daughter close to him, his breathing mixed with choked sobs. Rex moved closer, gently placed one foot on the bed, and bowed his head beside her, as if sharing this happiness. The room was silent except for the sobs of father and son mixed together, a moment that no one in the room could forget. Over the next few months, Aaron recovered better than anyone could have hoped. His wounds healed, his strength returned, and his smile was no longer forced. Maya was by his father's side, helping him learn to walk, while Rex remained loyal, his eyes always watching over them with silent protection. The day Aaron was discharged from the hospital, the sky was clear, and the sun was shining brightly, blessing the small family. Maya held her father's hand tightly, walking and telling him all sorts of stories during the waiting time. Rex trotted happily beside her, his tail wagging every time Maya smiled. The faded photo that used to be Maya's mainstay is now framed and hung solemnly in the living room. No longer a symbol of nostalgia, but a testament to the power of love and perseverance. The story of Maya, Aaron, and Rex has gone viral, touching the hearts of millions. It's a reminder that sometimes a single act of kindness and perseverance can change everything and turn the seemingly impossible into a miracle. The story of Maya, Aaron, and Rex reminds us that perseverance, kindness, and faith can create miracles. Maya, a small but courageous girl, did not let fear or circumstances stop her from reaching out to her father. Rex, a dog who was thought to be just a tool for the job, became a bond and comfort at the right time. And Aaron, a father who was on the brink of death, found strength in the love of his daughter. The lesson is sometimes a small act, a helping hand at the right time, or a heart that refuses to give up can change a life. In life, we never know how big an impact our kindness will have, but it can bring hope to someone who is lost and turn a moment of despair into a new beginning filled with light. Alex led Maya and Rex to a quiet corner of the airport, away from the loud announcements and the rushing crowds. He sat down at her level, trying to find the gentlest words to say. Alex's phone rang. He had heard a direct command from his superior, and when he put the phone down, his heart was heavy. The flight carrying Sergeant Aaron Miller, Maya's father, had been canceled. He had been seriously injured on his last mission and was being treated at a military hospital. Alex swallowed, looking down at Maya. "Maya, your dad can't come home today. He's in the hospital, but he's still fighting strong, just like you." Maya's eyes were filled with tears, her small hands clutching the faded photo. "I just want to see my dad. I want to tell him. I haven't forgotten my promise to him." Those innocent yet firm words made Alex speechless. He knew that this moment could not wait for complicated procedures. Without thinking further, Alex immediately dialed the commander's number, his voice full of determination. "This girl must see her father. I ask for an exception. I will take responsibility." Beside her, Rex gently placed one foot on Maya's knee, as if to support her decision. His warm eyes seemed to give strength to both of them.